I'm Ernie, that's Shaq. This is 2K Sports. Thanks for hanging with us. Tonight we'll see the Toronto Raptors as they play against the Oklahoma City Thunder. For the Thunder, they come into tonight's game after a loss to the Nets. This is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. Hey, Shaq, let's talk about Russell Westbrook. Maybe not a true point guard, learning the position still at this stage of his career, but certainly there are few players as dynamic in the NBA.
Ernie, this guy is the most physically gifted point guard the league has ever seen. Incredible explosiveness to go with stamina and durability. He's a force of nature, Ernie.
What does he still have to learn as a point guard?
As a point guard, he has to learn to get his teammates involved, make his teammates better.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Coming to you live on this Tuesday night, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan, Clark Kellogg, and Steve Kerr here with you, alongside Doris Burke from the sidelines. It's East versus West here in Toronto. The Raptors hope to put on a show for their hometown fans. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one. And not only a 1-1 split series between these two teams last year, guys, but both wins were on the road, so home court advantage wasn't that big an advantage.
You know, in terms of playing against somebody in the opposite conference, it doesn't get much better. In fact, it's too bad these clubs only play each other twice.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So the Thunder five right now. Ran outside at the three with Ibaka playing the power forward. Reggie Jackson out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Perkins in at the 5 spot. Steve referring to last year's game moments ago about, two beauties. And in those two games last year, they battled to a split decision, each team winning once.
You know, my guess is it's going to be hard to tell these teams apart. They're both still very, very potent.
DeMar DeRozan, a first-time All-Star last year, he improved his long-range shooting. On wing threes, up around 40%, and that allowed him to shoot the best overall three-point percentage of his career.
Fast break Toronto. DeRozan leading the charge. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. They get Russell Westbrook.
Nice job there, attacking the rim and drawing the contact.
Yeah, I like that play there. The defense had no choice but to foul in order to save the dunk. And DeRozan last season cracking 30% from long range for the first time in his young, promising career. That outside shot has been the missing part of his offensive game because we know he can get to the rack.
Now here is Lowry. 11 points for him in that last game against the Heat in Miami.
And his work on the glass, certainly noteworthy. And he contributed in a number of ways.
Shot clock at 6. Patterson. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Talk about DeRozan attacking inside, Steve, last season among the top 5 in free throws made.
Yeah, 6'7", he's strong, he's athletic, he has the ability to finish in the lane, and I just like the way he's improved as a passer as well, getting his teammates involved.
And here is Durant. Patrick Patterson getting it to go from deep moments ago.
Well, you have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
Lowry passes to Valanciunas. Pass to DeRozan. Patterson against Ibaka. And DeRozan. Here we go. Off on the layup.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Durant against Lowry to stop the run. And Kevin Durant with the slam.
Well, they had to take the lid off the hoop, I guess, but they finally get one to go there.
Yeah, a bit of an unsettled start. I mean, maybe that'll get them going.
Here's Lowry. Banked in off the glass.
Yeah, they'd love to have a few more easy baskets like that to kind of set the tone for the rest of the game.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
Kevin, that game defensively was an absolute nightmare. They went into that building and just got blown out by a very hot team.
Well, they didn't defend those shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started rocking and thumping and bumping, things only got worse.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Amir Johnson's checked in for Patterson. Ross comes in for Landry Fields. Lou Williams is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Here's Morrow. Here's Durant. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Durant's got his second basket.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Vasquez kicks to Johnson. Williams inside. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist.
Well, they just gave him 2 points. Defensively, you're going to have to tighten things up here. That's not a good sign.
Thunder trailing by 7. Here's Durant. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
Raptors are gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Knocked loose. And now Westbrook pushing it up. No one back to stop. Oh!
Look out! Watch out below! Wow!
Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. Might as well flaunt it if you've got it, Clark.
Here's Williams. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Raptors lead by 3. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto.
On Tap Monday, November 10th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers. Hoops action.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
And you get a chance early on to see their depth. They got a nice effort from their bench players early in this game.
Yes, Steve, I tell you what, their subs have really packed the punch for them so far.
Last outing for Toronto, unsuccessful. It was a loss to the Heat in Miami.
And I think they can be proud of the way they performed. I mean, they executed. They really brought energy to the game. It just didn't go their way.
You know what? That was a tough game played in a tough environment on the road, Steve, and they were right in it until the closing moments.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. Nick Collison out there with Adams. Then there's Anthony Morrow. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Jones in at the 3 slot.
Rivas Vasquez throughout his career has been more of a passer than a scorer. But last season, the highest scoring rate of his career. He's improved his three-point shot every season up to almost 38% last year.
And Vasquez throwing as a shooter. He'd always been more than solid at the free throw line.
Yeah, and even there, a career high 88% last season, partner. You throw in his floater in the lane, a nice in-between game. You've got to like the way he's developing offensively.
Now here is Lowry. Back to Patterson. 6 on the shot clock. Patterson a screen on Jackson. Here's DeRozan. Again, Toronto.
Their lead should be safe if they keep shooting like this.
Well, they're on fire. I mean, they're absolutely on target and looking to pad that scoring total, too.
And Durant, here we go, all alone. And that's good for 2. Durant's got 8 points.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Serge Ibaka's such a big piece of this Thunder team. Kevin Durant said, I really watched him grow as a man and definitely as a basketball player. He's grown by leaps and bounds. He's always thought like a champion. He works extremely hard. We're just happy to be around him. And guys, Ibaka, a great fit in the gym rat culture of OKC.
He sure is. Thanks, Doris. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And as with any timeout at this point of the game, important to go over the strategies that are working and those that are needed in terms of adjustments. And, of course, the opportunity, guys, to get hydrated with Gatorade before coming back out on the floor. We've seen some good action so far, and there's more of it to come.
Yeah, this game has been physical, it's been fast, it's been high-paced. So anytime you're in a situation like this where it's really a hard-fought game, critical to keep yourself hydrated throughout.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
The Raptors have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second.
Well, hockey rules supreme here in Canada, but you got to respect these diehard Raptor fans. Even through the losing years, they've shown their support.
The drive by Lowry, and he gets it to go. Lowry's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Man, the offense just gets hotter and hotter.
And they are really cooking now. You know what I like to say? You can microwave or you can cook with electricity or gas. When you're that hot, you're cooking with gas.
And the hockey season runs pretty much concurrent to the NBA's, Clark. I think hoop fans in Canada in the past sometimes looked at as eccentrics.
Well, that could be, but the sport is growing, and not only in size, but in popularity. I mean, we've seen some terrific prospects coming out of Canada. If the Raptors can craft a contender, you better believe those folks would be making that arena a madhouse there. Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Some changes for Toronto. Jonas Valanciunas comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Lowry.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Now here's Westbrook. Count that one.
Well, he earned that one. Took the hit and still found a way to knock it down.
Yeah, fantastic body control. And the will to get it done. You like that focus.
Lou Williams is checked in for the Raptors. Vasquez comes in for Kyle Lowry. Then for the Thunder, Adams, he's checked in for Perkins. And Nick Collison subbed in for Serge Ibaka. Williams against Durant. It's Williams with the drive. Back to Johnson. Thunder with the rebound. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Collison with the screen for Durant. To the inside. Up off the screen. And the pass to Westbrook. No good from outside. Here is Vasquez. Looking for his first basket still in this one. With 1 on the clock. Got it off in time, but it's no good.
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with Russell Westbrook. And Russell, how confident are you that regardless of what defender you see in front of you, you can get what you want?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, he played a very mature first half offensively, just finding gaps and making good decisions, getting into the defense and knocking down shots.
Well, the way he played that first half, that's exactly what we're talking about when we say offensive efficiency.
Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Fields in at the small forward. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. And it's DeRozan missing. The Thunder leading by 6.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him up in his scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. He's becoming more efficient. You know, after a big extension from the Raptors, I think they've got to be pleased with his progress.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, head coach Dwayne Casey has overseen a surprising turnaround in Toronto. Their record has improved in all 3 seasons under his tenure. DeMar DeRozan said, "Since I've been here, he preaches the same thing. He told us to stick with it, and it worked. Everything came together like he said it would." Gentlemen?
On the rock, the team motto. They put in the work and stayed consistent. Thanks, Doris. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And guys, when you look at DeRozan, where can he take the next step?
Well, he has the physical tools to be an elite perimeter defender. He's made strides, definitely, but you know, he has the potential, I think, to be even better than what he is right now. Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Fields. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Fields has got his first bucket in this one. Outside Durant. On the wing, Jackson fires the 3. The shot will not go.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
There's a screen. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Outside DeRozan. Clock at 6. From outside the arc, Serge Ibaka pulls it in.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Now here is Lowry, following the shot by Kevin Durant. Durant against Fields. Fires from deep. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, I love the fact that he's fighting hard on the boards, but, you know, you got to be smart, too. Over the back, that's an easy call there.
Well, that's simply the result of poor position under the glass. But at least you can't fault him for being passive. He was trying to be aggressive there.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Amir Johnson's checked in for Patterson. And Lewis Williams subbed in for Landry Fields.
He is feeling it. A terrific percentage from the field.
Westbrook against Lowry. They get a hand on it. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. They've got to pad their lead any time an opportunity presents itself. And I'll tell you what, that was a golden one there.
And that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Raptors retain possession.
Now, that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tough catch for either of them.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Terrence Ross comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Now here's Williams. Clock at 6. Vasquez passes to Williams. Lets it go with a 3. And again, no good by Toronto.
Well, the defense recognized how dangerous he is out there and got right up on him. Didn't give him any space.
Here's Durant. No good off the front iron. It's Williams with the drive. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. 6 points for Lou Williams.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Now Durant. And we...
The NBA season gains momentum.
And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin?
Sure.
This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like they had no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass.
Beautiful.
Taking a look at the Thunder. They've got Adams, Nick Collison out there with Jones. Then there's Anthony Morrow, and it's Jackson in at the point guard position. Johnson kicks to Patterson. Fields against Jackson. Here's Johnson. No good. And the Thunder going the other way now. Ibaka with the screen on Ross. Durant for three, and the shot is good. Durant's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Thunder. Raptors trail by 9. Poked away. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Toronto calls timeout. Serge Ibaka, the 24th pick by the Thunder back in 2008. From the start, Steve, his incredible work ethic has shown through.
No doubt, Kevin. He's become one of the best two-way players in the NBA. Excellent defender, can guard 4s and 5s. A terrific weak-side shot blocker. And that jump shot, that 17-footer, has given Oklahoma City the spacing that offense needs.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, guys, I was able to hear Dwayne Casey coaching his team during that break. He rallied the troops saying, nobody said it was going to be easy. They're not laying down. They're not going away. If we want this game, we have to take it from them. Kevin, plenty of fire in that speech.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Durant for 3. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And for Ibaka, his offseason trainer also worked with Kevin Garnett. I mean, he said that's who Ibaka reminds him of with his intensity and attention to detail and drills. And that's something that's overlooked. Being a perfectionist while you're practicing allows you to perform at a high level. And he's the type that wants to do it again and again until he gets it right.
Really left alone that time. 15 points for Kyle Lowry.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Westbrook dishes to Durant. Shoots over Fields, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
And as hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan should be simple. Get him the ball and get out of the way. And you know, you think about Ibaka's development, part of his adjustment to the NBA initially was just learning the language. When he first was drafted, he barely spoke a lick of English, and that's become his 5th language. Nice kick out after the defense had collapsed on him.
And stolen by Patterson. Tries again, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Thunder.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
And the other thing they're doing is they're forcing turnovers and then converting those miscues into points at the other end.
Jackson, he's checked in for Lane. Stolen by Westbrook.
So it looks like just playing the last bit of this game out in what should be a nice win here for Oklahoma City.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, Steve, and in the end, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, Clark, and that's all part of the story.
That's right, Kevin. I mean, this was by no means a runaway that it might appear to have been. I mean, it was a scrappy performance all the way through.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And in a 2-game season series, you love taking charge of game 1. That's obvious, and exactly what they're doing here tonight against the Raptors.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Kevin Durant. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do anything really to stop him.
Patterson can't get it to go.
Well contested shot, and they did an excellent job of not fouling the shooter.
Defense is about effort and commitment and discipline. He's a good defender because of those things.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
DeRozan. Perkins pulls it in. Now Durant. From downtown, the shot is off. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And so now we'll go down to Doris Burke, who's standing by live with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Kevin, as we've come to expect another exceptional game for you, how do you put together a night like this?
Well, I'm just playing off my teammates. I'm not trying to force anything. Just take what the defense gives me, and be aggressive.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah, go inside.
It's
Priority is a Muslim man